call her, I don't know how many times a day. I say, are you in the pool yet? Are you in the pool yet? Just start there. Move slowly in the water. It's your best place to go for therapy is in the water. This is Jarmila, 10 years in a nursing home. And my friend Greg went to visit her and asked, what do you want to do? You don't have much time left. What do you want to do? And she said, I want to see the ocean. He got her to the ocean. She stood up, took a few steps forward, grabbed the railing, and stayed there all day. Back in the nursing home, Greg said, I didn't know you could walk or stand. She said, I haven't had anything worth walking to in a long time. Her water, worth walking to. Keep that in mind when you are shepherding somebody through the last ages of their lives. The ebb stage can hit us at any point. Young people can get sick, get hurt, end up in the hospital. This young woman is, guess what she's doing? She's looking at dolphins swimming. And the studies are showing it reduces pain. So virtual dolphins reduce pain. Real lakes certainly can help. Now think about that as lakes as medicine. Nostalgia is important to our lives, and we start to really rely on it as we get later in life. So remembering that water is medicine, lakes are medicine, you can even use that phrase and back it up. I know we have some people in the healthcare field in here. Back that up. Go to that website, you'll find a lot of literature and medical professionals, healthcare professionals signing on to that. Now this is the least popular age. I'll speak shortly on it, and it's something that will affect us all and does affect all of us. When my pop passed away, his water was the lake in the middle of Fountain Hills, Arizona. So that's where the gathering happened. Tallest fountain in the world in the middle of the Sonoran Desert. That's a little weird, but that was his water. Took my mom for a hike up in the mountains overlooking the lake, and she smiled. It's kind of an odd photo to see her smiling and then the word grief. But that was a smile in the midst of grief. And being outside in the mountains helped her, it still helps her with her grief. It's a time of connection. We go to the water to reconcile differences and reconnect when we lose our loved ones. And it's a reminder that that's where we should go to soothe our soul. Again, ancient wisdom, 2,000 years ago, 23rd Psalm, to paraphrase. When the stuff's hitting the fan and you're in Red Mine Valley, the Lord says, go to the water and just chill. Have a seat, pull up a chair, hang out by the lake. It's not exactly what it says in the 23rd Psalm, but I could go on. So the last piece of this puzzle is access. If you don't have access, you don't have Blue Mine, right? So how do we ensure that people have physical access, that pollution is minimized? Because if there's pollution, you preclude access. And that they perceive that water is out there for them to find. Sometimes there are signs that keep us out. There are gates that lock us out. We're told the pool's closed. Maybe there's a budget cut. Maybe there's something wrong with the pool. Maybe there's something really wrong with the pool. That's kind of weird. You wouldn't even get in it. They actually made that pool red on purpose. That's not an accident. It was a design decision by someone. Kind of creepy. That's it. It hits you in the gut. Like, wow, no, I'm not getting in there. So bring back those memories of Jaws. Sometimes our water is contaminated, and that affects our entire relationship with water. Not only hygiene and hydration, but the emotional benefits. That's the Gulf of Mexico during the big oil spill. All of the people who loved that Gulf, that was their medicine. That's where they went to chill. That's where they went to walk and think. Sometimes you go to the beach and you find plastic there. Changes your day. Turns out it reduces the cognitive, emotional, psychological, social, and spiritual benefits of the waterway when there's trash. Makes perfect sense, but we have a study to show that that's actually true. We have a war on plastic that we're waging right now, and it's gotten into places where it shouldn't be. The middle of the ocean, Antarctica, the guts of animals out in the middle of the ocean. We need to break down the barriers that keep people away from the water. This is my friend Harvey Welch. Served in the Army, grew up in Carbondale, Illinois, wasn't allowed to swim because of the color of his skin. He said to me, I did not become the man I could have become. Traveled the world and didn't swim. Served his country, didn't get in the water. Came back to Carbondale, he's had a great career. For the past 40 years, he's been fighting to build a public pool for everybody. And in May, last year it opened. He got it done. And He's probably will be with us for about another year. Around the world, women aren't allowed to surf, aren't allowed to put on swimsuits, aren't allowed to get in the ocean. There are groups that are trying to break down those barriers carefully, because these are sensitive cultural concerns, but to encourage women to get in the water. I want to encourage people to put the technology down, so technology will keep you out of the water too. You've ever seen people at the beach and they're not really at the beach, they're somewhere else. I think it's, they're in Facebook land or Snapchat world or somewhere not at the beach. I think we should switch out those smartphones with nature. Put some animals in our kids' hands, or put some water in their hands, or put a paddle in their hands rather than a smartphone. So here's my summary. Water is life and makes life worth living. When we undervalue it, bad things happen. We undervalue anyone or anything, bad things happen. We need to properly value our water. And I'm going to tell you, because that fourth E is rarely included, we are undervaluing our lakes, rivers, and our oceans. Just straight away, we're not including the emotional, the cognitive, the psychological, the social, and the spiritual benefits in our reports, in our mission statements, in our conferences, and in our research. Let's change that. It will supercharge our movement. It will help us bring more people to this conversation. Funders, advocates, scientists, young people alike. Water is our first medicine. It's an ancient idea, and it's true, for our physical and our mental health. Remember that fourth E, the emotional benefits of healthy lakes. It's key. Stand strong when you describe it. If you need the citations, call me. I'll give you a whole bunch. A lot of them are in the back of my book, and there are even more since 2014. And we want to open access to water for all people through all 7 ages of our lives, and always include this conversation when you speak publicly, when you write op-eds, when you talk, when you're out on the water, when you talk to your neighbors. Talk about it. Talk about the love, the passion, the creativity, the healing, the restorative qualities of your waterways when they're healthy. So we need to take this conversation out of the bathroom, out of the aquariums, out of the lake houses, and take it to the boardrooms, to the state houses. We need to be brave. This is my biological dad. This is the quote he had on the door of his office in Boston at the New England Board of Higher Education, where he worked for many years. Far better is to dare mighty things to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those spirits who neither enjoy nor suffer much, because they live in the gray twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat. I know that resonates with you because you are part of the unstoppable people who fight for what they love. Like my friend Rob Stewart, who fights for sharks, and he lost his life diving, making his next shark film last year with his blue marble. These folks, that's James Cameron, made a film called Titanic that I referred to earlier, as well as Avatar. He took his blue marble to the bottom of the ocean before he passed it on. These two characters who love their planet. Right? Maybe the guy on the left may be a little bit familiar. We gave the blue marble to the Dalai Lama. We also gave one to the Pope because we're very ecumenical in this. This young woman passing her blue marble on to her mentor. So I want to end with this, that water can help you continue to be the unstoppable advocates for your lakes that you are. Water can, when you hit barriers, water is a place to go and think. Maybe a place to take somebody that you're in a debate with. I know, and I've heard stories that you've done that, taking people out on boats for conversations. And it breaks through, it helps you be unstoppable. So that's my message, that water is medicine, that in your capable hands, I think these ideas are supercharging, motivating, absolutely stunningly important, and it's really nice to spend some time in a room full of water lovers. So thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, wow.
That sounded like a rainstorm.
So last night, when Jay spoke briefly to a small group upstairs, he said, you know, last year, because he wasn't here, he had to upgrade us to Celine Cousteau. And of course we were thinking, well, yeah, until he spoke and we realized a very different message, or a different approach, but clearly a unique one, that we were in for a treat today. And as we've just experienced, I don't know about you, but when Jay talked last night about using love when we talk about water, I had an immediate emotional response to that, and I feel the same way, even more so now. What a remarkably simple thing. And now I get it, which is like, well, why are we so passionate about this? We're in love. We're in love with that lake, or the lakes, or whatever that water may be. Amazing thing. So without any further ado, we have sessions that are about to begin. I think in a minute or so.